This just quickly shows you, hey, pretty cool. That's your trunk, the trunk extensors. These are your thigh extensors. And these are your ankle plantar flexors. Interesting thing, as you start going up in the squat, your plantar flexors, which you would think would do a lot of work, right? You'd figure that the plantar flexor to push down into the ground would be pretty active. In actual fact, it can't be too active, because if the plantar flexion gets too active, it's not going to allow your knee to extend. Go back to that biarticular joint activity. So what happens during this portion here is to get good knee extension, the plantar flexors actually don't do too much work. I know this looks negative, but that's because it's looking at the flexor activity. So in the actual push-off, what we end up getting is a huge amount of hip, not too much knee, because the same thing. If I get too much of my knee extensors, I can't let the hamstrings get involved in hip extension, and of course the hamstrings are going to contribute to the knee shear force. So the best way to get this to do is allow the hamstrings up here. So the initial drive then becomes a big hip explosion, followed then by, towards the end of the lift, by what we call a knee explosion.